Okay, start with the minutes from the September 12th meeting. Any changes or corrections needed? If none, someone make a motion to accept.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Budget reports attached. Pretty simple, straightforward this month. Got a little bit of interest and a large revenue number there, which is if you look down at the bottom under non-operating expenditures, there's a number for 376, 618.85. That's a request that we received from the city of Johnstown to take the funds from the account that we hold, and they've asked for that amount to be taken out.
Almost all of it, isn't it?
It's just about all of it, yes. That was through the August statement. Basically, they want to take the money and start investing it like in a better way than what we're doing in the money market account.
Gotcha.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
So that's reflected there. On the expense side, salaries and insurance. A payment, progress payment to Environmental Design Partnership for their work on shovel-ready sites. Monthly payment for the IDA website work for Emory Designs. And that would be it. And there was nothing on the Tryon side of things.
So I got another question about that Johnstown fund.
Yep.
So is it the whole amount or is there still a little bit left?
There will be the interest from the September. So there'll still be money in there. I talked with Mayor Proud about that. Because she was taking all the money, did they still want the account to be held? And they said yes, because there's still land in the Johnstown Park that could be sold. That if sold,
Okay.
there would go into that account.
So per whatever agreement was signed way back when, they can take all of the money out this way.
Yes, absolutely.
And keep the account open and
Correct.
that sort of thing. Okay. And it's only when all the land is sold, really the purpose of the fund is no longer valid.
Correct. That's when the agreement will be terminated.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Any questions? Someone make a motion to accept that budget report?
Make that motion.
Great, thank you. Second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Monthly bank reconciliation, Dave?
Everything looked good. They're getting longer, a little more complicated to track, but yeah, I think everything looked good.
Very good, thank you. CRG report, Jeff?
Hey, good morning, guys. I'll go through some of the highlights here. The CRG countywide EPA program is continuing to move forward. Skip's Garage as part of phase 2 is complete and waiting for test results. The fashion tanning site program is underway. And on September 20th, CRG conducted a site with environmental consultants for the Brownfield Task Force members and the county ED&E committee members. CRG has drawn down 70% of the original EPA grant money, allowing us to apply for additional grant funds, and that application is underway. Work is continuing with the Village of Broad Alban on the Cork property, and we're still waiting for the EPA regarding solicitation for technical assistance grants to be used for planning work, for conceptual plans and redevelopment in phase 2. The micro enterprise grant program, which I think everybody knows has been very successful for CRG. We're planning to champion another $300,000 grant. We're looking for initial approval for the request from the county ED&E committee in November. Waiting for our grant signed, our grant agreement for the HUD, from HUD to purchase the drawdown to purchase the Johnstown Commerce Park property. Working with Fulton County business to get them in the supply chain for advanced manufacturing. It would be kind of a coup to get one in to start with, and working with the SBA soliciting businesses that are interested in participating in the Hub Zone program. The CRG closed 2 loans through the Gloversville Loan Fund, Nibbles and Bites, a small loan for $14,000 and a larger loan for the Parkhurst Foundation for $125,000, and a loan through the Agricultural Fund was approved by the loan committee for $100,000 for Real Lumber Products. Interesting company. CRG attended the local center or the regional center for economic growth annual dinner. The downtown development specialist continues to work on the DRI projects, and the GRIP program is moving forward to help supplement some of the DRI projects that are in place. Again, the GRIP projects, even though the funding levels are very small, have to go through the same application and drawdown process as the larger projects. So that's continuing to be a challenge for some of the small businesses that are looking for, $10,000, but need $20,000 worth of grant work. So that is our report.
Any questions for Jeff?
Say, Jeff,
Yes, sir.
you guys do a fantastic job with grants. I applaud you for that. Is it primarily done internally, or are you using someone externally? Can you just expand on that a bit?
Yeah, it's, we use the city's grant writer. So, excuse me, and that's been our successful program. We keep him on retainer. Some of the grants that are for specifically the city of Gloversville are paid for from Gloversville funds. Some are paid for from CRG funds, and some that are county approved are paid from county contract. But there's no magic. It's we're using a professional writer.
Any other questions? Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, sir.
Moving on, old business, Nexus Renewables, still waiting for National Grid's approval of the interconnect. They had a conversation with Grid last week. I haven't heard from Nexus on what was learned at that meeting. But when I spoke with them earlier last week, they still hadn't received that final approval yet.
Once they do with their plan B to start construction next spring.
Next spring. The next step would be to go out and solicit quotes from vendors. Backup generator, been waiting to set up a meeting to have General Control Systems come out to the site to install the UPS and reprogram the pipes. That is now scheduled to happen tomorrow. So hopefully that will be completed and that project can get wrapped up. With Vireo Health, we did receive a request from them to extend the deadline for when they can use sales tax exemptions. It's set to expire at the end of this month, but since the project is not complete, they've requested that deadline to be extended to March 31 of 2024. And so as we've done before, as we did it the last time when we extended it to October 31st, it was contingent upon Vireo signing an agent and equipment lease and paying the balance of the administrative fee owed the IDA. So I'm asking for a motion with those same stipulations to approve extending the deadline until March 31 of 2024. That would be at the top of page 4 of your agenda.
So just so we can get into discussion, I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Well, second.
So, yeah, what is the broader status of the project with its financing and all that stuff? I mean, how real is this deadline?
Real. They're fully intending on completing the project. There's just been this stall for a period of time here, and once that gets resolved, the intent is to restart the project and get it completed. It's probably at the 85%, 90% complete stage right now. A big thing has been waiting for electrical panels.
Right.
There was a 14-month delay, but it's taken them that long to receive these electrical panels. So,
but at a prior meeting, there was discussion about some hiccups in, their business structure and, the transfer of assets.
We can talk about that more in executive.
All right. That's fine.
How much do they owe us in administrative fees at this point?
Four change. Yeah. Okay.
No, for 100,000.
Oh, for 100.
Yes.
All right.
A large amount. But again, we won't submit this, to the state until such time as these two stipulations are met.
Mhm.
So you're approving it here, but it doesn't officially kick in until these two stipulations are made. And then we would file the ST-60 form with the state that would officially extend the deadline to that date. Okay. Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Moving on to new business, looking to adopt a 2024 budget. If we flip to the back, after the budget report and the CRG's report, the last 2 pages is or next to the, almost 2 pages, is the proposed 2024 budget. At your last meeting, there were 2 requests made. One was to consolidate the IDA and Tryon budgets into one, in which we've done. So if you look up top under the revenue and financial sources, you'll see operating revenues, non-operating revenues, and then Tryon revenues. And then on the expenditure side, operating, non-operating, if you flip the page, it's the Tryon. So we have done that. We've consolidated this into a single budget. And then the other request was to add a line item for sponsorships. Okay, which if you look on the first page under operating expenditures, 3 up from the bottom is we have sponsorships. And I put in a line item of $5,000. We didn't talk about at the last meeting how much to put in. Does that sound like a reasonable number? Or would you rather put in a different number?
Is that based on any calculation of past expenditures or just a guess?
Just a guess, a pure guess, since we've not done any sponsorships in the past.
Yeah.
And what was the intent for sponsorships?
Well, if we wanted to sponsor like this upcoming event next year, okay, if we wanted to become a sponsor, we'd have a line item to charge that to. Now, so is that, those 2 things okay with everyone?
Mhm.
I would like to suggest, or I would like to make one change to the budget based upon something I just realized. Up top under non-operating revenues, we have a investment earnings of 15,000. Well, we're not going to hit that this year. If we look back on your monthly budget report, we're at about $8,000 so far this year through this the last reporting. So my suggestion is going to be more realistic. And part of this was because we transferred so much money into T-bills that we don't have as much in our money market account, earning interest in our money market account, which this line item is reflecting.
Mhm.
So what I'd like to do is change 15 to 9,
Mhm.
knock it down to, and then under the non-operating revenues, which is 182, I would jump that to 188. So we're just changing where we're drawing money from. So the totals don't change.
So would it be the?
It would be 117.
117, 220.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the wrong year, right? It'd be right. I'm sorry. Be 123, correct? 6,009.
Yeah.
Okay. With those changes, is there any other discussion or changes requested in the proposed budget for next year?
9 year went up.
Anticipating, yes. We don't receive that second, we get the bill twice a year.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the second one we'll get next month. I'm just projecting a slight increase in that. Would any other questions or discussion? Would someone make a motion to adopt the budget as amended? Okay, there's a second to that motion?
A second.
Sue? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Very good. I need to now file the budget with Board of Supervisor's office and the county treasurer, and then I need to file it under Paris on the online system. Next, CG Roxanne project. Believe it or not, it's been 10 years since that project was approved. The pilot is set to expire on November 7th of 2023. And as such, we need to take a couple of actions. One, to authorize terminating the lease. And secondly, to authorize the chairman to execute a deed to transfer title of the property back to CG Roxanne. Attached to your agenda is the last 2 pages is the resolution that's being presented that would include taking those particular actions. Kara, anything pretty straightforward?
Yep, straightforward. They're not in default, so they're all set.
And the documents themselves will be sent separately?
Yes, do you know who the contact is? Because I think I should have them review the document before we,
I'll get you that.
okay, I wasn't sure if it's the same.
It's not.
Okay.
Gilles Romay is gone. He's been replaced. I have that person's name. I just don't recall it off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Now, whether it's going to be done by him or they'll send it back to corporate. Paige Bakepore is their general counsel.
Okay.
So let me see which way they want it to go. Any questions? Will someone make a motion to adopt the resolution as presented? Dave?
One second.
Sue? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Last is just a reminder, the Fall IDA Academy is going to be held in November. If anyone is interested in attending, please let me know ASAP and we can get you registered. Last item under open session was just our following up on our board training. At your last meeting, you approved changes to the uniform tax exemption policy to add a number of different pilot schedules to help incentivize different types of projects that we're hoping to see occur here in this county. You authorized me to distribute those proposed changes to all schools and local taxing jurisdictions, which I did. Everyone had an opportunity to comment. Comments were due last Wednesday. And really didn't receive any comments. Got one response from the town of Caroga, basically saying, I have no comments and I appreciate the opportunity, being given the opportunity to comment. And Mayor Prock really had a couple of questions about the pilot and how it functions. Not really, any comments on the changes, answered those questions and she was fine. So we have given everybody the opportunity to review and comment and we received none. So those changes that were approved at the last meeting are now in effect.
All right.
Okay. Kara, is there anything else that we need to do?
nope,
We should be all set there, correct?
nope. You can just update on the website.
Yes, we will do that. And we will also put an article on our business website featuring those changes that we made and what we're trying to incentivize and let the world know that we have these new pilots to help try to incentivize these particular types of projects here in the county. So I have no other business for open session. Would someone make a motion to go into executive in accordance with what's written on the agenda? Sue?
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. Have a good day.
Bye now, you too.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
We are now in executive as of 8:20 this morning.
I'll make it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion to close.
I'll make it.
Thank you, Sue.
Anybody want to talk about?
Yes.